Hi, Ragini again, in video number 3, asking the pertinent question, what the heck are we doing here anyway? Well, here's the answer. We're learning to live with paradox, the gatekeeper to practical wisdom and inner peace. I couldn't find an image of a gate, so I hope you don't mind the door. You get the gist of it there. So what is paradox anyway? Here's a definition for you. The experience of perceiving two things existing together that can't logically do so, like love and hate, or being present but actually being absent. You know those experiences. We have them, but they're not logical. So paradox creates a little bit of a mess in the head and often feels like a jolt to the brain. It's not pleasant for most people. Where do we find paradox in our daily life, and why is it important to understand it and learn to live with it? Well, it hides out in our everyday dilemmas. And you notice here we've got a brain above everybody's head, because dilemmas that are filled with paradox create kind of a lightning storm in the brain. We don't know what to do with this experience. So what most of us do is leave it. And part of what you're going to learn here is what to do so you can stay present to it, because it is everywhere in daily life. So what is a dilemma? Just to be clear, we're on the same path. It's any situation that offers you only two options for resolving the problem. Only two. If there's any more, it's not a dilemma. And you have to choose between these two options that will be equally unsatisfactory or equally desirable alternatives. Either way, you still have to make a choice, and that's what the problem is. There are two categories of dilemma, though, in case you're asking. Some of them, of course, you can fix. Aren't all dilemmas fixable? You just resolve it by choosing one of the two options, and then the problem disappears. Well, that's true if your dilemma is whether to buy a Mac or a PC, or whether to go to the Thai place or the hamburger place, and those are the only two places around. You choose one, the problem goes. But there's a second category of dilemma, which I'm calling unresolvable dilemmas. Here you choose one option, but it doesn't make the problem disappear permanently. Look at that guy. He's being chased by it. In an unresolvable dilemma, it keeps returning again and again. And this is a problem, because most people say, by this time in my life, I should have been able to solve this dilemma. It's not solvable. So unresolvable dilemmas, here are examples of them. If you choose either one of these, you will still have to deal with the other. And the reason for that is what you're going to learn in this module, and then what you're going to learn to navigate in the rest of this training, because it is absolutely key. And as you can see here, there's lots and lots of unresolvable dilemmas. And if you look at the back of my book, Unflappable, 6 Steps to Staying Happy, Centered, and Peaceful, which you may or may not have by now, there is a section with 149 unresolvable dilemmas that you have to navigate every day, broken down into 6 categories. So take a look at those if you haven't, and it will help you understand a little bit more why it's important to learn the Tao of dilemma, or the workings of it, the way it goes. It's important to understand it and to recognize unresolvable dilemma. Why? So that you can embody the concept. Make it your own wisdom. Why do you want to do that? Because it dissolves the felt perception that you're in the presence of a problem. You still have to make a choice, but understanding this will release the feeling of turmoil and allow you to use your wisdom by understanding what's going on to make the choice more easily. This will open access within your being to the realm of inner peace and the world of practical wisdom, which rests just on the other side of how to navigate unresolvable dilemma. The purpose of this training is to give your unconscious mind the option of a new perspective, because it will allow you to have better navigation through the world of paradox and all of the unresolvable dilemmas that paradox creates. It will also support you in shifting your identity away from your ego and your personality as your ultimate sense of self to your essential or spiritual self, or whatever language you would like to use there to reference that, your higher self, your spirit, your soul. We don't want to get hung up on language here, because whatever works for you is what you should use. What the new option offers you is the ability to perceive the world of both and, as well as the world of either or. Both are needed, but the world of both and is, generally speaking, far beyond the grasp of most people. The new option also offers you a different brand of happiness that is available when you're able to navigate unresolvable dilemmas. It gives you access to practical wisdom. This is, how do you actually get this understanding into your life in a practical way? And, well, what is practical wisdom before I race on here? It's using what you know in a practical fashion, so that you can first of all distinguish fixable dilemma from unresolvable dilemma. Then you want to be able to perceive and embrace the opposites that make up the unresolvable dilemma as an organic unity. That's what living in the world of both and actually means. You actually perceive a harmonious dance between the two that are actually one in hiding. This allows you, practical wisdom, to step back from the antagonistic battle that your mind's eye always perceives with opposites and believes it must win or lose. That's the either-or realm. So we're going to give you access to both, which is what the mystics have. So what this new option offers, again, is access to inner peace. I love this picture. No matter what's going on the outside, the inside is very peaceful and calm, and everything is perfectly in its right place at that moment in time. Wouldn't it be nice to feel that way every day, regardless of what was happening in your life, coming your way? So what is inner peace exactly? So it's expanding your mind and stretching your heart to hold the paradox of unresolvable dilemmas. This will all get clearer as we keep going on. It allows you to emotionally accept whatever is happening while you simultaneously, and obviously paradoxically, create the change to make it better. So it brings you peace and stillness while it gives you energy and the desire to take action. To make the new option that we're talking about here from Mystic Psychology yours, you need three things. You need a different view of opposites. You need permission from your unconscious mind to relax with opposites instead of fighting against them, which we'll talk about, I believe, in the next video. And you need to be able to lay down a new neural pathway in your brain. And we're going to show you how to do that, which is actually the 6 steps. Begin the process and complete it in step 6, which you'll learn in this training. So the tools that you need to do this are your awareness, which I've defined here as the act of paying conscious attention to the moment and what's happening in it. Intention, which is taking your conscious attention and directing it or focusing it on whatever it is you are focusing on. Willingness, a full aligned movement toward your intention. So you see how these three all work together: willingness, intention, and awareness. You also need imagination, the ability to enter the mystical world of as if, by suspending your disbelief. Imagining those 7 mystical perspectives in the first video were actually true. Suspending your disbelief and moving around as if that were the world you lived in. Conviction is a tool you need. It means you're certain, absolutely certain, that what you're doing is absolutely right. No more information gets in the presence of conviction. It's I am sure. You need conviction, but you also need doubt to balance it. Doubt that says, I don't know for certain. Maybe I can't know. Maybe it's unknowable. Imagination, conviction, and doubt also all work together to keep you balanced in your journey of discovering just exactly what this is all about as you navigate the final tool you need, which is the Facticity 6-step process, which all of the next modules will be about. This tool accelerates your integration of this both and viewpoint that we've been talking about, and it actualizes this process that reflects mystic psychology in your brain and your body. Okay, here's your homework. Write down any questions that you have about paradox, dilemmas, practical wisdom, or inner peace, which is what we've covered in this video, and bring them to our next live call. You're going to have a lot of questions, I hope. See you in the next video. Take care. Much love.